Okay, welcome again to the second lesson, lesson two. First of all, I want to thank you for listening to lesson one. So this is lesson two video. So make sure you have installed um, the ArcGIS Pro software and make sure you watch lesson one video if you have not done so. So we will quickly go into the lesson two video. But before we go into lesson two video, I would like to reintroduce myself again. My name is John Coker, and I'm a geospatial professional. I've practiced survey and GIS in the mining industry for about 8 years now. So I want to welcome you to the second lesson, which is um, yeah. So before we go to lesson two, I would like to um, just give you a highlight or a recap from lesson one. In lesson one, the highlight, we had to do a folder connection, folder creation. We did shape files by creating two shape files, polyline and polygon. And I also gave you an assignment to do, which was to create points of settlements within the particular area, which I believe you have already done so. One thing I did not do in lesson one video was to tell you to save your map document. Yeah. So if you have not closed your ArcGIS Pro, just go to map, and then go to project. You can go to project, and then you can say save. You go to project, and then you say save. Or you can click this save icon here. There's a save icon here. So there's save icon. So please always remember that whilst you are working, you need to save your map document. Just like Excel or just like Word, you need to save your document. So just click either Control S, or you click on this icon, or you go to project and you say save. So because we have already saved this document, that is why it's in gray. So click go back. So this is what I forgot to tell you in lesson one video. So before we start lesson two video, just make sure you have saved your map document. Okay. All right. So now in lesson two, we will be dealing with data organization and toolboxes. Data organization and toolboxes. So that is going to be our main focus in lesson two. In lesson two, we will deal with data organization and toolboxes. So how you organize your data is very, very important when you are working with ArcGIS, or when you are working with any other software. You need to organize your data very, very well. And the toolbox that will help you to do that effectively is the Arc catalog. A catalog is just like a library that will help you to organize your folders correctly. Okay, so we'll look at catalog or Arc catalog, and then also we will look at toolboxes, tools that you will use to execute tasks, that you will use to perform analysis. We will look at opening attribute tables of the layers you have already created, and also edit those attribute tables. Then we'll look at the item description. We'll look at items, that is layers you have created, their descriptions. And then we'll look at shapefile structure, We will look at introduction to symbology, and then geodatabases, and also the search window. So that is what this lesson will cover. So make sure you um, go through this video. Okay, so let's start. Now you have saved your map document. Now it's saved. And also in lesson 1, you have created the point shapefile. Congratulations. So if you were unable to create the point shapefile, make sure you watch lesson 1 video again and look at where we created the lines and polygons. It's the same way you create a point shapefile. Okay, so before we carry on with lesson 2 video, I will quickly go and recap folder connection and also folder creation, because it's the basis for any data organization. Okay, so if you have already closed your ArcMap, so let me close this ArcMap and go back and open. Some of you may have closed your project, so close, and then you go back to where you saved your project. So I saved mine in Windows C, GIS and Survey Training V, GIS Survey Training Lesson 1, and then this is my project. See, GIS and Survey Training Lesson 1. This is the ArcGIS project file. So I'll double tap or I'll right click and open this file. So again, as we are working with ArcGIS Pro, you already know that we are using a base map which is online. We are not using a standalone satellite imagery which we've downloaded, but we are using a base map, Esri base map, which is on the cloud server and which is online. So that means you need internet connection again. So if you can look at the bottom of my screen, you will see that I'm connected to the internet. So now your ArcGIS Pro is open, and now the imagery is loading. The imagery has already loaded. Now let's go and recap folder connection and folder creation. So all you have to do is, we are currently in the map panel. This is map panel. This is insert, analysis, view, edit, imagery, share. They all have different tools that you use to execute different tasks. So we are in the map panel. All you need to do is to come down here at the bottom here where the mouse is, and then you can see catalog. Okay, so we have catalog here. Just click that one, catalog, and then under catalog, you are under project. So if you are not under project, let's say you are under properties, favorite, or you are under portal, just make sure you go under project. Once you are under project, it's highlighted in blue, and then you can see maps, toolboxes, databases, styles, folders, and locators. So all we are interested in for now is folders. Okay, so under folders, just click on this arrow going towards the right. So just click, and then you open this folder. Okay, so if you, in lesson 1 we did folder connection. So how do you do folder connection? You right click on these folders, and then you say add folder connection, and then you go to your PC or your network drive if you are connected to the network drive. If not, you come to your Windows PC, and then you come to the folder. Let's say I want to connect this folder, Survey 2023. So I will click on Survey 2023 and I'll say OK. So once you say okay, if it is now, you see, now it has come up. So we have GIS Survey Training, we have GIS Survey Training V, we have Survey 2023. If it is not there, all you have to do is to right click on folders and say refresh. So once you refresh, any new folder you have created will refresh and pop up under the folder, um, under these folders. So that is it. So now if I open the survey 2023, if you click here, you will see all the folders under survey 2023. These are all the folders. So this is how you manage your data directly from the folder connection. And here you can create um, other folders under survey 2023. Okay, or you can create other folders under survey GIS and survey training. So we created this one GIS, and we created this yesterday, GIS and survey training V, and then we have one folder here which is a mining area, and also we have another folders under mining area which is DXF files, maps, shape files. Okay, so this folder connection and catalog is like a library. It tells you the path, it tells you where all the data is being saved. So this catalog or folder connection works just like Explorer. So let's open Explorer, for example. If you go to Explorer, just this is what I call Explorer, your file. So if you open Explorer, now let's go to Windows C, and then let's go to Survey and GIS Training. This is the folder we created from the ArcGIS Pro platform. So all you have to do is double tap this one, and then you will see the folders GIS and Survey Lesson 1, and then you can go back, or under there you see mining area. So you double tap mining area, you see DXF files, maps, shape files. So if you open shape files, the shape files we have created, network, dams, road network, or settlements, you will find them underneath here. So this is how you access your folder that you created from the ArcGIS platform or the ArcGIS Pro platform on your Explorer. See? So this is how you manage um, your folders or your data. If I want to create another folder, say let's close this folder, let's close this. If I want to create another folder in the GIS and training, I will right click and say new, that's folder creation. I right click, I say new, then folder, then a new folder will come up. I will say um, mine plants, for example. I'll say mine plants, then I'll click outside, then I'll right click again on this GIS and survey, because this is the main folder and I want to create a subfolder in this main folder. I will right click, say new folder, then I'll say maps and plants. Okay, and then I'll click outside. So if I want to create another folder under mining, under mine plants, I'll have to right click on mine plants now and not on the GIS and survey. So this is like a house, and these are the rooms. This is the main house. These are the rooms. We have mine plants, mining area, maps and plants. Say for example for mine plan, which is a room in your house. Now inside that room you have other items that you may found in that room. Let's say you have a cupboard, um, you have other items inside that room. So all you need to do is to click on my plans, right click, and then you say new, and then you see another folder. We will say like area area 1, then you say okay. Under mine plans, you right click on mine plans again, you say new, and then you say folder, and then you say area 2, then you click outside, click on mine plants again, and then you say new, you say folder, you say area 3, and then you are done. So once you are working now, you work in these folders. If you are working in area 1, whatever shape file, whatever data you have, you save in area 1. And you can also create subfolders in area 1. You can also create subfolders in area 2. So let's go back to Explorer and see how our Explorer is. So now you can go back to your PC, GIS and survey, and then you have mine plants. So let's open mine plants. You see area 1, area 2, area 3. They are all in the Explorer. So that is folder creation and folder connection. And this is how you create them, you develop them in Arc Catalog. Okay, so now let's go proper in lesson 2, which is the data organization. Of course, we have dealt with catalog. Now let's go to toolboxes. So for toolboxes, all you need to do, now we are on the map, all you need to do is to come under analysis. Okay, so once you come under analysis, if you do not have toolboxes, let me close this one, close, close, close. All I did was to right click and say close. Okay, now just come under analysis, it's highlighted in blue, and you click toolboxes. So once you click toolboxes, another window comes up here, added to catalog. Now we have the geoprocessing toolboxes. So these are geoprocessing toolboxes. Okay, so here you are under favorites. Currently I'm under favorite, so all I need to do is to click here and come under toolboxes. So under this geoprocessing window panel, you have favorites, you have toolboxes. Okay, so we are under toolboxes. So this is where you find different toolboxes. You have a lot of tools that you can use to execute various tasks. For example, you have the 3D analyst tool. If you click on this arrow, you will see 3D features, 3D insertions, 3D proximity, raster, point cloud, area and volume. Say you want to calculate area and volume, this is where you do your cut fill, your differences, your surface volumes, your polygon volumes, your surface volumes. So if you have data and then you want to calculate a volume, for example, of stockpiles, then this is where you do, these are the tools you use on that 3D analysis. You have the analysis tools as well. You have extract, overlay, proximity, statistics. So as you develop your GIS skills, you will use some of these tools. Some of them you will really not use them, I mean, even in your career. For example, the aviation tools. You have airport, you have analysis, data exchange, and all of that. You have business analyst tools, models, reports, statistical data, stability. You have cartographic tools, annotations, map series. You have conversion tools, Excel, from PDF, GPS. Data you want to convert, say you want to convert KML to layer, layer to KML, map to KML. You have LAS, point clouds to CAD, raster. So you have different tools under these toolboxes. You have data interoperability tools, you have data management tools. So just make sure you go to toolboxes and you open these tools, and you will see a lot of toolboxes. So let's say, for example, you want to export a data. All you need to do, you can come under find tools, then you say, for example, export, export, and once you select export, then you press enter or you wait. Once you press export, it will bring out tools that do a lot of do different kind of exports. When you want to export a table, export rules, export to CAD. Say for example, we want to export these shape files. They are shape files. We want to export them to CAD. We want to export them to AutoCAD file to be used in another software. So this is the tool we use, export to CAD. You want to export to a web map, you want to export to topology, different export tools. So once, if you don't know where the tools are in these toolboxes, because there are so many, you just come to export, you write, you type export, you enter, then you have export to CAD, for example. So this is how you find tools easily, instead of coming here and looking for analysis, or maybe, and then and then you begin to look for tools. See, so it will be really difficult for you to find some of these tools if you have not been working with the software. So all you need to do, I want to export this shape file, just type export there and then export to CAD, and then I'll click on export to CAD. So now opening a toolbox, how do you do that? How do you go about that? Once you have your export to CAD which you are interested in, you click on export to CAD, and then the geoprocessing window for export to CAD is open, and then it will ask you about the parameters. Now you input your parameters. So how do you go about that? Input features, that is the spatial layer you want to export. Say I want to export a road network, for example. I want to export this layer to CAD, to a CAD file. So all I need to do is to input this feature by clicking this drop down arrow. So just click on this drop down arrow, you will see road network and dams. So I'm interested in exporting road network, so I'll click road network. Now road network has come up. Now the good thing about ArcGIS Pro is that you can export multiple features. So for example, I also want to export dams. So I'll click and I'll say dams, and then another window will come up. So if you want to export multiple spatial layers as a single CAD file, this is how you do it. Okay, now export type. Which type of CAD version do I want to export this data? So you have output type. Already we have DWG version 2018. Okay, so all you have to do is to click this arrow, and then you look for the version you want to export with. So the universal version, most times I prefer, is the version 2007, DXF version or DWG version 2007, because most of the other softwares, mining software, can accommodate this DXF version 2007. Some other software, if you give it the DWG 2018, it's not configured to that. So most of the mining softwares are configured to DXF version 2007. So you select 2007, you look for DXF 2007, and then you select it, and then your output file. This is where you want to save the path, where you want to save your DXF. So like I said, you need to know where you save your data because of easy access. Okay, so all you need to do is to click on this explorer, you browse, and then the folder and output file folder or page will pop up, and then you will have to navigate to your folder where you want to save it. So this PC, Windows C, and then you go to GIS and survey training, and then you go to um, mining area and DXF files, and then once you click DXF files, then now, okay, let's go back. So go back, DXF files. Now you can name your data. You can name your file which you are about to export as road network, and dams, road network and dams. So this will be our CAD file name, road network and dams. Then you say save. Okay, so once you say save, now all you have to do is you run your um, your tool, your geoprocessing tool. Just forget about environment. If you want to still come to environment, you can come to environment, the export coordinate system. You will select it, but you really don't need to do all of that. Just come to your parameters back. Once you have selected the files, the input features you want to export, then the output type is TXF version 2007. The output where you want to save it, and then you just say run, and then you execute your tool. So now it's running. Once it's completed, you will see a green tick showing export is successful. If it does not show green, say maybe yellow or red, that means your tool did not properly execute. So now we are having a green tick showing we have successfully um, exported this data. So all we need to do now is to come back to our Explorer or file or folder. You open your folder, File Explorer, and then you go to survey, and then you go to GIS and training, uh, lesson 1. Let's go back, click there, and then you go to mining area, DXL files, and then you have your, you see, you have your okay, this is our Explorer. So go to your Explorer, um, survey and GIS training, um, mining area, DXF. Now we have our road network and dams as a DXF file or AutoCAD file. Remember, for you to open AutoCAD file on your computer, you need AutoCAD version to be installed. So you need to install AutoCAD before you can open an AutoCAD or a CAD file. So I already have AutoCAD installed on my computer. That is why it's showing this way. So if I want to open this file in AutoCAD, I'll just double tap and then I'll wait for AutoCAD to open. So you see, so now I have AutoCAD open. Let me change the colors. Yes. So basically, I have the data I created in my my ArcGIS Pro. I have exported it in AutoCAD. In AutoCAD now, I can do some other jobs. I can do layouts and you know. So basically, this is how you export your data. Okay, so let's continue with the training. So all you have to do is to go back to catalog, and then this is geoprocessing tools or toolboxes. You can click this small arrow to back, and then you are back in your toolboxes. So that is what is all about toolboxes, how to find toolboxes, how to execute tools, some of the tools. As we go on with this training, we will be using some of the tools to execute certain tasks. Okay, so now let's go to opening attribute tables and editing attribute tables. Opening attribute tables and editing attribute tables. So how do you open an attribute of a shapefile or a spatial layer or a spatial entity? So these are our spatial layers we have. If you already have shapefiles saved on your computer, you can go and add. But for this training, all we need to do now, we were in the analysis tab. So let's move there again and come back to our map tab. Now we are under map tab. Now this is the contents table. In lesson 1, you remember we spoke about contents or table of contents, and these are your contents in this table, and they are listed by drawing order. If you click this one, they will be listed by source. That is the path they are saved. So you see, so if I select that one, you will see that these two files are saved under C, GIS, and Survey Training V shapefiles. So this is their path. Let's go back to list by order. So let's say, for example, I have a shapefile on my ArcGIS, but I really don't know the path that this particular data is saved. So all I need to do is to click on list by data source, and then it will show you the path of this data. So it's saved in C, GIS, and Survey Training V mining area under shapefile. So if you open your Explorer, you go to C, you go to your GIS and Survey Training and mining area and shapefiles, you will see these two files there. Okay, let's say I have another shapefiles or another spatial layers from a different folder. Okay, if you let me do that so that you can see. I am going to go back to list by drawing order, and I will add some layers from a different source. So how do you add data? Adding data, all you need to do, if you have an existing data, whether it's an AutoCAD file or a shape file, all you need to do is to be on map, to be on this window map, and then you say add. Just click that one, and then the add window will come up, and then you go to PC. So I will go to my working folder, and then it's saved under this. This is the part. And then I will say I will open this file, for example, tailing storage facility shape. Then I'll click OK. So now it's added. Now it's been added to the table of contents. It's part of my content tailing storage facility. And now if I click list by source, you will find out that it will be under a different path. You see C, GIS, 2023 FGG, GIS, HSC, Forest Reserve shape. So this is a different source. This is a different source. But if it is listed by drawing order, I wouldn't know which path this data is being saved. So let's undo because it's in a different spatial location. Let's undo. Good. Make sure you are always saving your map document in case you lose power or your battery runs out. Okay, so now let's go back to opening attribute tables and editing attribute tables. So I suppose you have 3 shapefiles on your list of content, which is road network, dams, which we created together in lesson 1 video, and also the lesson and also the assignment I gave was for you to create a point shapefile for all the settlements within this area. So I suppose you have 3 spatial entities under your content. Okay, now for opening attribute and editing attributes, this is how we go about it. All you need to do is to click on this name, not this symbol. You click on this name, road network, and then you right click, When you right click, you have, for example, copy, you have remove, you have group, you have attribute table, you have data engineering, you have data design, create charts, new reports, zoom to layer, selection, quite a number of tools to execute. So all what we are interested in is to right click and say attribute table. So you click this attribute table and then new attribute, and then the table will come up. So let's just minimize some of this. All you need to do is to bring your mouse to this um, 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 location, and then you can drag. You hold and then you move your mouse, and then you can hold here, and then you either move your mouse this way or you can hold this way, move it this way up. So you left hold, you left click and hold, and then you drag down or drag up. That is how minimize or maximize some of these. Okay, so now we have an attribute opened. So this is the road network attribute. We can also open the dam attribute at the same time. All you need to do is to click on dams, right click, attribute table, and then you have the dam attribute as well open. So if you want to come to the road network attribute, this is the road network attribute. We have about 4 shapes under the road attributes, which is polyline. And then when you come to dams, you have like about 2 shapes, which is polygon. So you can see the shape type is polygon for dams, and you can see the shape type for road is polyline. And then you have your IDs beginning from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for dams, when you click on dams, you see from 0 to 1. It means you have 2 shapes under this. Okay, now let's go to road network. Now under road network, let's say, so this is how you open attributes. If you have information under the attribute, let's say for example the distance of the lines, let's say the name of the lines, then you can easily access them from here. Okay, but if you don't have that and you have to generate a new attribute, so how do you go about this? Now all we need to do is, once the attribute is open, you have default columns that are already there, FID, shapes, and ID. So all you need to do is to add a field. So you select on add field, and then the add field will be added to the existing fields. So you already have the field name here, which is FID, shape, ID, which are the default ones. So all you need to do is to replace this field with, let's say, distance, for example. Let's say we want to know the distance of these shapes, DISTA and C. Distance, let's say in meters, and then you can say distance M. Or if you want to know the distance in kilometers, then you can say km. But let's use M in meters. The reason why you use M is to let other people know that this distances which you are going to calculate will be calculated in meters. And then once you are done typing distance M, just click OK or enter. You press enter, and then the data type you have long. All you need to do is to click here. Once you click here, you have a list of data types that will come: short, long, float, double, date, and text. Say for example you want to calculate a distance, which will be numbers. So you use the integers, which are long or short, or float. With float, when you use float, it gives you the decimal after the whole number. Okay, so we will use float. But if you want to get rounded up numbers, then let's say 100 meter or 110 meters, then you have to use either long or short. But let's use float. Okay, so that we will get, say, 110.5 meters. So that's why we are using float. Once you are done selecting the data type, you say float, and then you say okay. Now you have selected float. You have changed long to float. Now, again, let's add another field. So if you look at the bottom here, it will tell you click here to add a new field. So all you need to do is to click there, and then a new field will come up. Let's write a name, N-A-M, type name. We are going to name these roads. Let's say they have different names. So we will say names. And then you press enter, and then you come up to the data type. You click on long. Long will always come as the default. You click on long, and then this time, because it is text, we will be using names. So we will not use the integer values, float, long, short, or double, or date. We will use text. Okay, so select text. Once you select text, now once you select text, you will find out that the length of the text here is 255. You can't go above this. Okay, so now we have created a new field called name, and then the data type is text. Now, um, what other entity do we have to add to this? Let's say, um, for example, the creator, or let's say the chiefdom where these roads are. So we can click another one. We'll say click here to add field, and then we can say chiefdom, CHIEF, chiefdom. Okay, then you click enter, and then since we will be typing in the name of the chiefdoms, then you can click on text, because we'll be dealing with text, and then you click enter again. Once you are done creating all your fields, all you need to do is to come right up here. See, save the modifications to the table. Okay, so now you click save. Now it's applying the changes to the field, and now you have saved your all you need to do is to come back and click on this headline, road network, and then you have now FID, shape ID, distance, names, and chiefdom. You see, so now we have created additional columns. So this is how you add new fields to the default existing three. Distance, we added distance, names, and chiefdoms. Okay, so now let's go to editing tables. So all you need to do, if you want to edit, say for example we want to edit these these tables, all you need to do is to go to edit. We are in the map view, map panel. Just come to edit, and say create edit or modify, and then all you need to do is to start selecting one of the shapes. So how do you go about that? You click on here, you click on this one, not here, just click here. If you click here, it will not be highlighted, so you highlight by clicking here. Put your mouse here, see. So once you click a shape, it will be highlighted in green, and you will see it will be highlighted in green here. So that will tell you the data you are about to edit. So this is the data I want to edit, so I'll give it a name. So I'll come under names, I'll double tap here. Once you double tap here, this window will activate, and then I'll give it, say, James Road, and then I'll click on the next one. Just click on this one, and then you double tap here. There you say Joseph Street. Then you double tap here, then you know the name of the street. Let's say Chroma Lane. Then you can zoom out, and then you click on this one. How do you go about it? You can zoom in and zoom out. If you click on the central central button or central rule of your mouse and drag, you can move your mouse, you can move your map this way. So click on the center rule mouse, click on the center rule mouse and hold, then you can move your map around, or you zoom in by rolling the mouse, you zoom out by rolling the mouse out in towards you, and then you zoom in by rolling the mouse out. Okay, so now let's say this is, you double tap again and you say this is Jane Street, and then you press enter. So once you are done with this, all you need to do is to, you see, you are under edit, make sure you are under edit, and then you come to save. You have to save these edits. You say save. So now you have saved your edits. Now it's all there. Let's say we want to add the chiefdom. So all you need to do is to modify it, and then you click modify. You're under edit, you click modify, and then under this one, select this one. Let's say this is in let's say this is in X chiefdom. So you can say X chiefdom. You enter, then you can double tap again. You say X chiefdom, and then you enter. Now, if you do not want to type each time, all you need to do is to right click here, bring your mouse, you bring your cursor here, you right click, don't click, just right click and say copy, and then you double click on the empty space, and then you right click, or just click here, you right click on the X chiefdom, copy, and then you come to the blank area, you right click, and then you say paste. So you see, as simple as that. So now let's say this is Y chiefdom, so you can say Y chiefdom, you press enter. Then once you are done, make sure you go and save the edits, save edits. Okay, so now we have saved our edits. Okay, so now let's say we want to once you are done, you want to take off this highlight. All you need to do is to bring your cursor here to this corner, at the right corner here, and then just click here, and then you click, and then it will go. Okay, now let's say we want to compute distances for these lines. We want to know their distances. Each of these lines have different distances. So all you need to do is to click at the top here on the heading distance. So once you click on the heading distance, all you need to do is to right click on that heading, you right click, and then you say calculate geometry. So once you say calculate geometry, the calculate geometry window will open, and then the feature you want to calculate is road network. If I want to change it, you can change it, the road network. And then the geometry attribute, you want to use the distance attribute. So distance, and then the property you want to do is length. Okay, so I want to compute length, so I will click on length. Okay, and then once you select length, the length unit will come, the unit you want to use. Let's say meters. So you have different units. You have kilometers if you want to calculate in kilometers, in meters, in international feet, US feet, or yards, you can select. But let's select meters. Okay, now the coordinate system, you can use the current map coordinate system, or you can select the road network coordinate system. Once you are done, click OK, and then the calculate geometry is going on. Now you are done, you have the distances computed. So this first, if you click on this one, if you click right click, just click here, you will see this road. This is the road. This road is about 2,330.88 meters. So this is about 2 kilometers. If you divide this by 1000, it will be 2.3 kilometers. So from here to here is 2.3 kilometers. So imagine your manager asks you, what is the distance from here to here? Then you can easily know the distance. Say from here to here, you have 3.16 kilometers. From here to here, from here to here, we have 2.9 kilometers. So guys, this is how edit, this is how you open attribute tables, this is how you compute distances. Okay, so now let's go to dams. For example, let's go to dams. So you go to dams, we are in road, go to dams. Let's create let's create fields on the dams layer. All you need to do is to go to add field, and then the add field window will come up. Let's say name of the dam, name, and then you press enter. Since it's a name, we will use text. Press enter. Click here to add a new field again. We will say area, because we want to compute the area, let's say in hectares. So we'll say underscore h. Then we enter, and then you click here, you say float. Enter. Once you are done, make sure you save. See, save, edit. Look for it here. That is what we call here save. So save it, and then you can go back to the tabs. So now we have name, area. Let's compute the area. So all you need to do is click on the headline, and it's highlighted. Everything is highlighted. You right click, you say calculate geometry, area, the property. What property do you want to calculate? It's area. We want to calculate the area. If there's the perimeter, you will calculate perimeter. Let's say area. So once you select area, the area unit window will come up, and then you say hectares. We want to do it in hectares, not square meters or acres. Let's say hectares. You select hectares. The coordinate system, let's use the current map coordinate. Then you say okay. So it will compute the areas for you. So we have 13 points. So if you click here, you will select. If you click here, you have the polygon. This polygon is 13.89 hectare. And then if you zoom out and zoom into this one is 34.44 hectares. So you see guys, this is how you compute for areas and distances. Let's give these dams names. So all you need to do is be on edit, modify, and then you click here to select the polygon. While you select the polygon, because you want to ensure that this is the polygon you are giving that name. So you select this polygon, and then you double tap in here. Let's say you give it dam A. Let's say this is dam A, and then you enter, and then you click this one again to know the polygon you are editing, and then you double tap, you say dam B, and then you say enter. So now you've given these names, dam A and dam B. All you need to do is make sure you save your data. Make sure you save your data. So this is save. So this is dam A, this is dam B. So dam A is 13.89, and then dam B is 34.44 hectares. Then you can click up here again to deactivate. So guys, this is how you calculate geometries for this. This is how you calculate this is how you edit names. So now we have edited the attributes. Now most of these shape files have attributes. So if you give these shape files to anybody, the person will be able to know or determine what shape is this, what is this name, what area, what distances these shapes um, are made up of. Um, I think we have exhausted this lesson. Um, for item description, okay. So now let's go to item description. How do you identify items? Item identification. All you need to do is to come to map. Make sure you are on map. Okay. And once you are on map, just click any of these lines. So let's click this line. A pop-up window will come up, and now you will see that it's road network, and then the FID, that is the ID is number 3, which is this one here, and then it will tell you the distance of this entity. You see the distance of this entity, the distance is 2,567, and then the name of the street is James Street, and then the chiefdom is Y chiefdom. Okay, so all you need to do is to close. So just close this one, and then you can, let's say we want to identify this one quickly. Say for example, you are seated in the office and the boss comes, say, what's the name of this dam and what's the area? So you can just click on this one, then the pop-up window will come up for this dam. Then you say this is dam B and the area is blah blah blah. Whatever other information you have created and added, you will see all of these. Maybe if you are dealing with, for example, crop assessment polygons, you can see the name of the owner of that polygon, the area of that polygon, the dates um, when that area was assessed, how much was paid for that area, and all of that. So this is how you identify. This is how you see the item description of any shape. Um, let's go to symbology quickly and just an introduction. Symbology means you want to change the symbol or the color of your spatial entity or your shapefile. So under content, you come to road, for example, you want to change this color to another color. So all you need to do is, instead of clicking on this name, you click on the color, just click on the color, and then the symbology window will come up. Open this one, left hold and drag. You can left click and hold and drag to open up. Now the symbology window will open, and we are under the gallery property. So these are the galleries. These are the different shapes and polygons and lines we have. Okay, if you come under properties, you will see the property. See, maybe you want to check you want to increase the line width, or you want to change the color. Say for example, we want to change the property of this line. So all we need to do is to come under properties, and then the color, change the color. Let's want to change it to red. Once you click red, it's red here, and then you say apply. See, say apply. Once you apply, you have now changed the symbol for this. If we want to increase the size of this line, all you need to do is to click top. You see, as you are clicking, this one is increasing. Click bottom, you see it's reducing. So click number 3. Let's say click 4 or 5, and then you say apply. Then you see you have increased the width or the line width of your road network. Let's bring it back to, let's bring it to 2. Say apply, click apply. See, let's go back to gallery. Under gallery, if you want to change this line type to, for example, this, just select this one and you will change it to that. If you want to change it to this one, it will change it to that. If you want to change to this, it will be changed to that. If you want to change to this, it will change to that. If you want to change to this, so you have different um, kinds of lines. See, it all depends on what you want to use during your map production. So you can use different lines. Okay, let's say we want to use a double line. I'll select this double line and I'll go to properties, and then I will increase my double lines to number 6, and then I will apply, and then you'll see if I bring it down to 3 and I'll say apply. See, I'll bring it down to 2 and I'll say apply. So this is how, so this is double lines. Let's bring it down to 1. So these are double lines. If I want, you can as well type in here the figure you want. All you need to do is to just highlight number 1, just highlight. See, you put your mouse and then you drag and highlight, and then you see maybe you type 0.5 and then you press enter and then you say apply. See, so this is how we change it. So let's go back to gallery. Let's use a solid line and move from there. So this is how you change your line width, your properties. I'll highlight and say 2. Then I'll enter and I'll say apply. So this is how you change the line width. Let's go to dams, for example. Dams, just click on the color and then the symbology. Go to gallery. You select on this one. Then if I want to halo this, I will halo. See, so that I will be able to see the reservoir. Then I'll come to property. I will change the color to say blue. Then I will apply. See, if I want to increase the outline, I will select this one. Just select this, go to 3, and then you say apply. Then we can go back to gallery, and then can go. So this is how you play with these colors. Okay, this is how you play with these colors. You can go back to properties, then you can change. This is something like blue and black. So the black is the outline. You can change the outline to red if you want. Just say apply. This is blue. If you want to change to green, let's see. See, the outline color is red. You can increase the outline color because it's not showing properly. So we can increase the outline color to number 2. See, you can change to black. Then we can reduce it to 1. Then we can say apply. So this is just introduction to symbology. We will look at symbology in depth in other videos. Okay, so now let's go to the search. Let's go to the search window. The search window. So let's go to back. Okay, so let's close symbology. All you need to do to close some of these, just click on the geoprocessing, you right click, and then close. Click, right click, close. Click, right click, close. Click, right click, close. So that's how we close some of these. Okay. Now, so basically in terms of the training details for lesson 2, we have completed lesson 2. Thank you very much for watching and listening attentively. I know some of you will have to pause and stop the video, but just make sure you go through this video as many times as you can and practice some of these. So now for the assignment, you created the point polygon. All I want you to do is to edit the attribute, give names to the settlement. You can think about any name, give names to the settlements. In lesson 3 video, we will calculate the coordinates of those settlements, the X and the Y coordinates. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. See you in lesson 3 video.